Let's go.
Us Brits love our grub. And our shops and supermarkets are stacked high with food from all over the world.
Whoa!
But how do we really know about where our food comes from?
I've come to ask you how dangerous my nuts are.
We'll be travelling far and wide
Look how high up we are. Oh!
to reveal the truth about the food we eat.
Oh my word! Whoa!
Coming up, the days of wrestling the meat out of a crustacean could be a thing of the past.
That is insane.
As I reveal an amazing solution.
I've never seen anything quite like it.
I look at the age-old parenting problem of the fussy eater and learn the tricks to get them munching their greens.
I'm really shocked that she's eaten the entire bowl.
And I go behind the scenes. What's that?
Into the wonderful world of gummy sweets.
I'm sure they'll be thrilled. One day, maybe I'll get presents.
First up, seafood. What a faff.
OK, let's see how quickly I can get the meat out of this crab. Start the clock.
I'm cracking on with this crab,
It is very, very tricky.
and Kate's tackling a lobster.
How'd you get all these little bits out?
God, it balls that right up. Look at that. I'm going to be here for a lifetime.
Hang on, last little bit. Stop clock. What are we doing? 8 minutes, 23 seconds.
Kate's given up on the tricky bits, so I want to know, how do they officially get the meat out of seafood and onto our supermarket shelves?
How do they get the crab meat out the crab? Is it they do it by hand?
Think they would have machines. Everything's done by machines these days.
How on earth do you shell your shellfish so quickly?
It's just one of our general packaged products there, be done in a factory by a machine.
It's mass-produced, so I mean, I would imagine that they would do it in a machine.
Who would have talked to? Like a sailor or a fisherman or someone?
I believe so.
I'm at the fishing port of Newlyn in Cornwall, where a new catch of brown crabs has just arrived.
Hi there, you must be Neville.
Oh, hello, Jimmy.
Good to see you. I hear you got crabs.
I have got crabs. I've got loads of crabs.
Oh, blimey, they're heavy.
Neville Pittman supplies fresh crab meat to one of the big supermarkets.
So what happens to the crabs next?
Now they go for the electronic stunner to put them to sleep before they go and get cooked.
OK, but if you got a fresh crab and just popped it straight into boiling water, what would happen?
It all tense up as you went into boiling water, stressing the meat, and it would just taste tougher.
Whole shellfish can harbour bacteria, so the way the crabs are killed and processed is extremely important.
So this is where it all happens, the production room.
That's incredible. It is all done by hand then. I thought there'd be some sort of machine here.
After being cooked in boiling water, most of the bacteria are killed. It's then pulled apart by hand. There's hundreds of crabs and 16 crab processors working at breakneck speed, but not a machine in sight.
The best way to keep the texture and the flavour in the crab meat is to do it all by hand, all delicately.
Deville has been processing crabs here for 2 years, and boy, is she fast.
They generally do a tray of 30 crabs in about an hour and a half.
That is insane.
That's 3 times quicker than I could manage.
It is so fiddly. Look at that, like a woodpecker.
This crab will end up being sold fresh rather than in a can. Labour costs in the UK mean that the majority of tin crabs sold in British stores is produced overseas.
Tell me why it's still done by hand.
It's really the only way. You can see it's such a delicate operation. It's the only way to keep the textures and the flavours of the crab. Various machines have been developed to separate the shell from the crab meat, but it ends up all breaking the tendons up and then you end up with a mushy...
Is that the key, separating the meat from the shell? That's the big problem?
Yes, that's the bit you need delicate fingers for. There's no machines that can emulate that.
Oh, wow, so that's the finished product?
Not quite finished yet. It has to go through one more process.
To make absolutely sure that any remaining bacteria is killed and the shelf life is maximised, the crab needs to be cooked again.
How many days extra does it give you on the shelf life?
We get 14-day shelf life on this as a pasteurised product. As a fresh product, you've got 4 days, so it's like 10 days longer. Grab a tray and follow me.
So straight in here?
This time it's pasteurised at 69 degrees Celsius for about 5 minutes.
There we go. Can I push your button?
Certainly, sir. There you go.
I love pushing buttons. Here we go.
Coming up,
Wow.
truly revolutionary technology. A machine that promises we can safely eat shellfish raw.
Monster of a machine, isn't it?
And it can strip a lobster naked.
I've never seen anything quite like it.
If you're a parent of young children, you'll be familiar with the age-old battle of wills to get them to eat their veg. Is it just fussy eating, or is there more to it? I'm in Spalding to meet developmental psychologist Dr. Helen Coulthard.
Hi, Helen.
Hello, nice to meet you.
So I've been looking into kids eating greens, and we all know that can sometimes be problematic.
Yes.
Helen's brought me here to see the surprising response when you feed greens to babies under 12 months old.
Hi. Hello. Gorgeous.
Helen's pureed common tea time foes such as sprouts, kale and spinach for the babies to try.
Are they hungry? Yeah. Let's get cracking.
If they're anything like my friends' babies, they'll be having none of it.
Has Albert ever had Brussels sprouts before? No.
Miraculously, it's down in one.
I know.
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah.
And Albert's peers seem just as enamoured with their green lunch.
Not many babies have spinach as their first mouthful.
No. Edie's licking that spoon clean.
Yeah.
But what exactly is going on in the mouths and minds of the babies?
When babies are very, very young, you find they'll generally eat lots of different tastes. So it's a really, really good time to give them foods like this that are a bit more unusual. It's older children that start to really dislike green vegetables.
So what changes when our babies become toddlers? Time for 16-month-old Harvey to sample some spinach. He's almost a year older than the other babies.
That is spinach reject.
When they start walking around, you get this kind of biological response called the neophobic response.
And what specifically is neophobia?
It means fear of new foods, but it's a protective mechanism that's kind of hardwired into us, and it prevents us from eating poisonous substances.
It's thought that our early ancestors learnt to avoid eating bitter green plants when foraging, as these were most likely to cause them harm. This is an innate survival reflex.
Children of this age become a lot more hesitant. You can see quite a difference between him and the kind of 6-month-old babies.
Yeah.
So it's really important to get off on the right foot from the minute they're weaned up until they're 1 year old.
So the trick really is, in that window,
Yeah.
try as many vegetables as you can.
Variety is really important.
But what if your baby doesn't take to the green veg straight away?
Babies like things that are familiar. So the more you give them little taste of things again and again, the more likely they are to continue eating it.
How long does that take?
Maximum, they say, 10 to 15 exposures.
Could it be as simple as serving up the same food again and again? Over the following week, we asked the mums to introduce the same new vegetable to their babies every day.
This is Emily trying aubergine for the first time.
Would you like some roasted red pepper?
And true to the science, the babies ate pretty much anything that was given to them, including kale and even lemon.
You don't mind courgette? Good girl.
Apart from baby Zara, who, after guzzling her greens, took a surprising dislike to yoghurt.
Oh, you don't like that?
Day 1, not a happy bunny. But by day 6, it's a totally different story. Coming up, how do you get your kid to eat their greens if you've missed the window of opportunity as a baby?
I'm really shocked that she's eaten the entire bowl.
Next, gummy sweets.
So you know, like those kind of gummy sweets, how do you make them in that shape?
I wouldn't have a clue, to be honest.
Do you use like a jelly mould?
I wouldn't have an absolute Scooby-Doo.
Just looking at a packet, I'm thinking, how they do that?
What's all that dusty business on the jelly babies?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Cheers, fella. Bye.
Now, I happen to know that the original gummy bear, or gummy bar, was created in Germany. So I'm off to the Catcher's factory in Emmerich, near the Dutch border.
Matt.
Achim.
Now look, I've come all this way to find out how you make gummy sweets.
I can show you.
Here they work around the clock to satisfy Europe's insatiable appetite for all things gummy.
How many bags is this doing a day?
1 million bags, 6 days a week.
6 million bags of sweets a week.
Here they make a range of simple shapes from cute cats to brightly coloured bunnies.
What's that?
That was a sugar gummy.
Oh, right. That's quite dramatic.
The alarm signifies the ingredients are ready, and the machines are about to spring into action. But what I really want to know is how do they create all those shapes?
What's all the flour?
Cornstarch.
Cornstarch?
Yes.
Really? And is this the same stuff that you'd use in your kitchen?
Yeah.
The metal tray is stamped into the impressionable powder, creating unlimited moulds of simple shapes. On each run, one metal template makes dozens of moulds out of corn flour, which then creates thousands of gummy sweets.
So basically you only need one expensive metal mould.
Yes.
To then stamp into cornstarch, and you can change whatever mould very quickly, very cheaply, rather than using another expensive metal mould.
The runny gummy liquid is then squirted inside, creating armies of gummies, and the corn flour even gets recycled, going on to mould another day.
There's nothing left behind from the gummy sweet.
No.
So, if you've ever wondered what the dusty stuff on your jelly babies was, there's your answer. With gummy sweets, the cornstarch is usually removed before they are dried and set.
And how long will they be in the drying room for?
Between 2 and 4 days.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
I've been finding out how they make gummy sweets. And so I've come to Berlin following a tip-off about some technology which could revolutionise how they're made.
Melissa?
Nice to meet you.
Matt, nice to meet you. Now, Melissa, you've got something I need to see.
Absolutely. It's right this way.
Okay, show me.
Melissa Snova has developed an amazing machine which is kept here under lock and key.
Right now, we're printing a magic octopus.
Okay. So that's a 3D printer for sweets?
Yep, that's right. There's a program in the computer which is telling the printer exactly where to deposit materials.
It's very fast, isn't it?
This is dry in 30 seconds.
That's around 6,000 times faster than it takes for the factory gummies to dry.
Do you see this being in operation in the future in big industry?
The issue at the moment is this individual machine is very expensive and you would need tons of them. But in the future, not only the speed, but also the ability to make individual small runs of everything would be incredible for the manufacturing world.
If manufacturers can harness this technology, just think of all the crazy new creations that could be on the gummy horizon. And it can even do letters.
Let's do Jimmy and Kate.
What flavor would you like Jimmy to be?
Jimmy's a farmer, but he's quite metrosexual. So can we make it pink and sparkly?
Raspberry pink with glitter?
Is that okay?
Perfect.
He'll love that.
Absolutely. We can watch Kate now.
And 10 minutes later, as if by magic...
One day, maybe I'll get presents as well.
Earlier, I found out that processing crab is a big faff. It's done by hand and cooked twice to get rid of all the bacteria.
You need delicate fingers. There's no machines that can emulate that.
But that could be about to change. I'm off to Dublin to see the latest state-of-the-art food processing technology. It's set to transform not only the way we shell seafood, but the entire food industry. I'm meeting Liam Murphy.
Hi there, you must be Liam.
A high-pressure processing expert.
Hello, Jim. How are you?
I'm very good. Now, I've come here to find out about this mysterious HPP.
Very good. Come this way and I'll show you all about it.
Right.
I'm going to see this new way of processing food, which uses pressure and water on the king of seafood, the mighty lobster.
Still alive. Look at that. Very much alive. Pop you back in.
The tubs are filled with water, so there's no air left inside.
We need the vessels filled with water so we can conduct the pressure to through the seafood without causing it any damage.
Can I see the next stage?
Yes, let's go and see that.
Wow, that is a monster of a machine, isn't it? This is the thing that does all the pressure.
This is the machine.
This machine puts the water in these barrels under extreme pressure, the equivalent of 20 kilometres deeper than the deepest trench in the ocean.
So we take these.
And if what I've heard is right, it's going to help get my lobster out of its shell.
We're going to build the pressure up to the equivalent of 30 kilometres deep down into the ocean.
30 kilometres deep down to the ocean. You can't actually go that deep, though, in reality.
Can't actually, in reality, go that deep, but it's the equivalent pressure what it would be.
Wow! It's put under a serious amount of pressure, but because the lobster is in a tub full of water, that pressure is applied equally from all sides, so it keeps its original shape and the shell won't be damaged. I feel like I'm loading a torpedo. Turn her on. So off go the lobsters.
Set them at 3,000 bar for 2 minutes.
So in here now, that's loading into the cylinder.
It's loading into the cylinder. And then we start the pressure pumps with 4 pressure pumps at the back of the machine, and they'll start compressing, pumping more water into that vessel.
So is it a bit like a piston? Is it
a bit like a piston, exactly, yeah.
3,000 bar is about 600 times the pressure that lobsters usually live in. The manufacturer claims the lobster will perish within 6 seconds. Here's the lovely Matt with a demo. But instead of using pressurised water, he's creating the same conditions using pressurised air, with a bike pump, a bottle, and some marshmallows. When the air is pumped in, the marshmallows shrink, pulling away from the inside of the bottle. When the pressure is released, the marshmallows then spring back.
See how they grow.
The high-pressure machine has the same effect on the lobster. The meat contracts and detaches from the inside of the shell. It's coming away from the head. That is one big fat lobster tail.
Yeah.
There's all the details down the side. With this technology, it's possible to produce a perfectly shelled raw lobster within 3 minutes. That is one naked lobster. But taking the meat out of shellfish is only half the story. The HPP machine can do something even more impressive.
The other thing we've done at the pressure that we've used is we've killed off some of the bacteria in that product, which would make it safe to eat.
By eradicating the bacteria, certain seafood can now be eaten raw. Yes, raw. So pressure processing, how does that differ to, say, pasteurisation?
Well, heat pasteurisation, you're heating up the product, weirdly much maintaining it cold. But what the pressure does is by breaking down the cell membrane of the bacteria, effectively renders them inactive.
As the intense pressure builds, the cell walls and membranes of the bacteria are crushed, deformed and even shattered, destroying their structure and killing the bacteria. At about £1.7 million for a high-pressure machine, it's an expensive way to preserve food. Nevertheless, it's being used more and more to blast the bacteria in all sorts of groceries, everything from ready meals, cheese and even fruit juice. It can even make the inedible edible. Like raw mussels.
Here we go. They're still raw, 100% raw.
But they're safe to eat because they've been through this...
They've been through HPP, so any harmful bacteria have been killed.
Look, there's already a few popped out of their shells, haven't they? Look at that. So that's totally safe to eat.
Totally safe to eat.
That tastes different to a cooked mussel, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
That truly is remarkable. Honestly, I've never seen it like it.
Earlier, I learned it's best to get babies eating their greens before the age of 1.
That is spinach rejects.
It's around then that food neophobia, the fear of new foods, kicks in. But what if you've missed that opportunity? How can you get older kids to eat their greens? I've come to a kids' drama club in Dagenham. 8 out of the group of 13 are vegetable dodgers. They're about to undergo a technique called peer modelling, overseen by a leading child psychologist.
So shall I just pop it into these bowls?
Some in some bowls.
So it's literally just a taste.
A tiny bit.
Dr. Gillian Harris has had decades of experience dealing with food issues. We're dishing up cooked kale in order to see how the children respond in the peer group setting. But before we're able to start, the very sight of kale is enough to set one little girl off.
This is the real vegetable fear we have here.
Gillian believes that rather than reprimanding 6-year-old Lily, it's important to reassure her, avoiding any confrontation around mealtimes.
I work with lots of children who don't like vegetables, so you're not alone. Don't worry about it. Yes.
As soon as the kale is handed over, the more confident eaters get stuck in. And quickly, a domino effect ripples around the group.
You are even going on that tough old stalk.
And taking their lead, even Lily starts to eat the previously dreaded kale.
We've got somebody very brave there. That is amazing.
In under 10 minutes, all but 3 of the children have eaten their greens.
If Kate ate some, would you try some?
I'm going to try some of this.
The tactic I'm now employing is role model influence, aimed at convincing Martha that the vegetable is not only safe, but enjoyable to eat.
Martha, I think you've done a brilliant job. Well done, darling.
Was it as awful as you thought? Yes.
11 out of 13. Pretty impressive. Gillian believes that at this age, the children have grown out of the neophobic stage and are now more receptive to trying new foods. Now to share the good news with the parents.
They did very well. So, who of you here thought that your kids wouldn't eat the kale? Really?
Whose mother are you? Jamie.
Blonde hair.
You ate it all, didn't you? Without any problem.
I cannot believe that.
Really?
Okay. No way.
And some unexpected good news for Martha's dad too.
With encouragement, she tried the kale.
Awesome.
Was that a surprise?
Yeah, really. Yeah, she normally doesn't like any sort of leafy stuff.
No.
And Rose's mum couldn't be happier.
Really shocked that she'd eaten the entire bowl.
So the key is wait until they're out of the neophobic stage, around age 5. Then introduce new food without any fuss. And you could always invite someone they look up to over for dinner.
We've got party bags. I mean, you could take some home with you if you like.